Well, hello friends, welcome back. My name's Alessandra, and today I am going to be talking about how I created this fantastic Valentine's Day little seasonal nook in my living room. I'm calling this a You're a Gem themed design because obviously I have these fantastic gems and luscious hearts and these beautiful white flowers that I actually used last year on my Christmas tree that I turned into a Valentine's Day tree. But this year, because I have my fancy Ansley stand from Shop Wild Things, I decided to turn it into another little reading nook. And if you haven't seen one of my other reading nooks, I'll show you one in a second. But right now, I just want you to see we've got lots of beautiful, vibrant reds, some burgundy, and then crisp whites with some shimmer on them. And we're reusing the Ansley stand that I used to make my Bridgerton Wisteria reading nook, which I'll make sure to link in case you want to see. But if you don't want to check that out before watching this, all you need to know is we took plastic chicken, I guess it's not really wire, the lining, and put it up there with zip ties. And now you can put lights or whatever you want on top of it. That's also how we're going to hang the flowers. So I got these lights from David Christopher's in an after Christmas sale. And what I'm essentially finger gesturing here is essentially whatever lights you use, whether they're icicles or LED little fairy lights like these, just split the lights up and distribute them evenly. So I'm using 3 sets of those. So I split my stand into 3 sections, and then within that, each of the waterfall lights get split up. So you have some in the front, some in the middle, and some in the back. And I realized at this moment I should have done something else, but I got distracted and I got so excited. And I hung all of my flowers. It's just a matter of, you can see here, just making a little hook at the end and then pushing it through the chicken fencing. But I was like, oh, is this going to work? And I honestly, here we are. It escalated so quickly. But I added the gems in at the bottom and they look amazing. I love them. They dazzle during the day. And then you could see at night, I was working on the draping. And you can probably tell at this point, my puppy's tired, that's Wally, but if you know the history of this draping, you know the situation, but long story short, it's from Goodwill, so they're not necessarily even or 100% proportionate, so I had my husband push the stand up all the way, so then I could figure out with the draping what I wanted to do. So at first I wanted to do like a low drape, but then I was like, no, I don't really want to do that, I want to see more of my pretty flowers, so boom! Here we are. And I don't know if in this moment you're seeing the thing I should have thought of earlier, but I didn't, but you know, that's fine. I focused on the front first. That's typically what I do. And so essentially there's 3 valances or some sort of drape, one on each side, and then one I did in the middle, and then I just pulled that forward, so the back only has 2 drapes and then this extra weird bed sheet that I turned into a drape. And you could see how I put it in the back with these fancy magnets. They're not really that fancy. They're just basic magnets with little eye hooks or regular hooks in them. But that's what's helping keep all the draping up and in place and in that nice form. It's just magnets. Just magnets, folks. Nothing crazy. And I'll link to the ones that I use below. Can you see now what I forgot? Yeah. I haven't done this before, but it's crossed my mind. The white support bars at the top are a little jarring depending on what angle you're at. Like from here, they're fine. But then when you get closer, you could see them unless you use glue dots like I did and some leftover Christmas ribbon. And then it just kind of blends it in. It doesn't completely hide it, but it definitely takes away that stark contrast of the bright white against the ruby reds, the garnets, the burgundies, whatever color you want to call it in there. It just kind of blends it in a little bit more. All of the florals and stems that I'm using are either ones that I've purchased previously and been wanting to use, like the silver, you can see the beaded tropical leaves, the Monstera leaves or whatever. They just happen to look like a heart shape, and I was like, this is perfect. But most of those the white florals were all from my Valentine's tree last year. Most of the red floral came from my jewel, was it my jewel? But yeah, my jewel themed Christmas tree from 21. But, woo, they are so gorgeous. If you want to know where I got any of the ones in particular, let me know and I'll help you find it. But those gem ornaments were huge this year. They sold out so quickly, and I'm anticipating seeing more of them. In fact, Regency, the maker of them, has featured them at their market in Atlanta in pretty pinks and stuff for the 2022 season. So check out what I'm going to be doing with them in the future. But here's a quick little shot of the beautiful arrangement from the chair's point of view. Absolutely beautiful with the glowing lights in the white roses. They are just illuminated beautifully. My camera does not do them justice. So as you might have noticed, I love seasonal decor, but I really like over-the-top decor, and the two kind of go together. And so if you also enjoy that, why don't you subscribe? You're going to love a lot of the stuff that I make. Plus, I do a surprising amount of stuff that is either DIY, thrifted, upcycled, something from an estate sale, something I found on the side of the road. So nothing here is that crazy over the top. It's just a matter of curating the right stuff over the years to build yourself a great collection. And I show you what I like to keep in my collection and how I like to use things again and again to get the most value out of what I'm keeping and storing and spending my time and effort and money on. So if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe. All right, friends, until next time, I'm Alessandra. Thanks for decorating with me today.